stick by Brisker. Popped it loose. Bears have recovered the football. Jaquan Dexter. I mean, that was a wallop. Big collision.
That is the play that might cost Jaquan Brisker a game, though. That's the bad news. That was the highlight from Sunday. Jaquan Brisker did not make the trip to London. That doesn't mean that he can't clear concussion protocol and get there for Sunday, but he did not make the trip. He is in concussion protocol.
I give Brisker all the credit in the world for trying to come in there with his shoulder, get his head out of there.
Yeah.
But it was not allowed because of what the offensive player was doing. The offensive player was up there and just lowered his head like a ram. And Brisker got the head out of there and really kind of popped him with the shoulder. But when the guy went and put his head where he put it, there's kind of nothing Brisker can do, and he ended up knocking himself out.
Tommy Tremble was out.
Tremble was
out. I mean, you could see it. I mean, he was out, and that's how that ball came out.
He was done.
And Brisker was allowed, obviously, to finish the game, but did not feel well yesterday. And so he told the team, and they had to put him in concussion protocol. He did not make the trip. We'll see if he can get cleared and play. We know how these go. A lot of time, these concussions will last a week, so I don't know. And plus, with the bye on deck, the Bears might have to get through week 6 against Jayville without Jaquan Brisker. But, we can't speculate too much. We'll just have to see how the week goes, Yerk. And, we'll go from there. But that was the bad news that we got late in the day yesterday as the Bears were departing, that number 9 was not with them.
Did he continue to play all game?
Brisker, I believe,
he
played all game.
Right?
I'll check the snap count. I don't believe so.
I don't think he missed any portion of that game. I think with the delay they had in getting the other guy up and out, you know what I'm saying, Carm?
Yeah.
That gave him enough time just to kind of get up and get his wits about him, and enough of a break where, okay, well, what are we doing? I know where I'm at. I'm at Soldier Field. I'm there. And just because you know where you're at doesn't mean you didn't get a concussion.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
You might know where you're at, but you still suffered a little up there, up top.
Brisker played 51% of the, 85% of the defensive snaps. Brisker played.
So he may have taken a little bit of a break, maybe a series after that then.
Yeah.
Because you would expect Brisker to play 100% of the snaps.
The only defensive guy, believe it or not, who played all 100 according to the Pro Football Reference chart.
Bidard.
Jalen
Johnson.
Stevenson. They've got everybody else.
Tyreek Stevenson?
Yeah, Tyreek Stevenson is the only one.
At the end of the game, were they subbing out? Remember? Because it was a little.
That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. Like, even Tremaine Edmonds played Edmonds, Brisker, Jalen Johnson. I think they took them out that last series because they all were at 51 plays out of the 60, 85% of snaps. So Brisker played. Look, I like you said, he could have gathered himself with that delay and been okay and played. You see a lot of things in this league week to week, and you go, how is that guy still playing? Look, I mean, you knew Brisker took a pretty good shot there, and you knew Tremble was out. You saw that. Yeah. That was as clear as day. How Josh Allen was able to finish the game on Sunday after what pretty clearly was,
lights out time.
Lights out. And then he's complaining about a chest injury. I mean, come on. But these guys will do anything. They don't care. I don't mean to put it that way. They're trained well enough at this point to know if I tell them that really hurt my head, I'm not going to finish this game. So what does Josh Allen do? When he's clearly getting his helmet slammed into the turf.
Grab his elbow.
Oh, my chest. Yeah. Oh, my arm. It's broken.
My elbow.
Your chest.
Yeah.
Oh, no. My chest. Go watch the highlight, folks. Your chest. I mean, Josh, at least say it's your shoulder. Yeah. I mean,
anything.
What do you mean your chest? No, Josh was evaluated for a chest injury. He's fine. So I don't know. Okay. And it is what it is. It's a violent sport, and concussions happen all the time.
Sport. Yes, it is.
And these guys don't want to miss time for a concussion. They don't. In their minds, they'll deal with it later.
Out in the streets, there were violence.
And so who knows what happened? And we'll talk to Courtney tomorrow. I would be interested to know, like, what went on there. And did he have to go through a protocol? I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to catch all those things. Did Jaquan Brisker go into the Blue Medical Tent? I really have no idea. There's a lot going on Sundays. I got the Bears on one TV. I got 4 games on another. I got Red Zone on my iPad.
Got all types of things.
There's a lot happening. I remember
with everything.
Yeah, and I remember seeing the play going, oof, and are they going to lose Brisker? And when I saw him right back out there the next defensive series, okay, I guess Jaquan Brisker's okay. He's fine.
Yep.
But obviously he's not. He's in concussion protocol now. And like I said, we'll deal with this as the week goes on, and we'll get more info tomorrow. The Bears are in London. He's not. But the contingency is there. It's the regular Tuesday off day. They're over there getting acclimated. They're treating it like a long road trip. Back to work Wednesday tomorrow. We'll talk to Courtney Cronin. Tom Thayer will join us at 1. If you want to talk Bears or NFL, 312-332-3776.
I'm going through the old tweets from the game.
And that's a good idea because
the comments were, wow, Brisker just sitting on the bench. No one's going up to him. He's not being evaluated, and he did not go into the 10th.
Like, how does the independent
did not even go up to him?
Like, at some point, not look at that highlight and go, maybe we should check out number 9.
I don't know.
The other guy went night on the collision. Maybe we should check out number 9 too. I don't know. The concussion thing.
There it happens. The focus is on the individual that was absolutely out.
Well, and if you watch the play too, like Brisker goes face down into the turf right when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, like you knew.
But other guys kind of fall because Trimble went
around.
Yeah,
right?
the ball's loose.
The ball's loose.
And so everybody's kind of, the pile is in front of him. So guys' legs are kind of covering him. And then as soon as everyone starts to get up, he just pops up.
Right.
Like nothing happened.
It's hard to tell.
Right.
So in the moment, I could see, like, obviously the focus from the independent judge is like, oh my God, this guy got knocked out.
So there's only one, and it's like, we got to look at Tommy Tremble. Maybe you're right.
I don't know, but I could see in the moment not thinking, like, if you're there and you don't have the benefit of 1,000 replays like we watched.
Yeah, maybe.
Not seeing and just thinking, oh, he didn't get up because there's 5 other dudes on top of him.
Like properly identifying all these potential, head injuries, traumatic injuries that happen in a game. It is tough because it's just a very fast, physical, violent game, and it's hard. So, but I guess at least give Brisker credit for knowing Monday morning, like, maybe I don't feel so hot, and saying something about it. Yeah. So he is in concussion protocol. We'll follow along with that. Week 5 is officially in the books, Jurko. We still have 2 undefeated teams, and the Kansas City Chiefs are one of them, despite 0 touchdown passes and another interception from Patrick Mahomes. It hasn't looked. He still threw for a bunch of yards yesterday, and he was still very good at times. Don't get me wrong. But it still has not, at every turn, looked like Patrick Mahomes in the dominant Chiefs offense that you expect. But, man, that defense. That defense, you've now paired this player, number 15, in this last year plus with this incredible defense. And, wow, I mean, they haven't lost the game seemingly in forever. What is that now going back to last year? Is this like 12 straight wins? What is it? 13 straight wins? Whatever the hell it is.
3 in the playoffs, right? 5 to kick off this year. That's 8.
Was
then
it
you go
9,
back
10,
to
11 or something? Yeah, like whatever it is, it's a lengthy winning streak at this point. You're 4 in the playoffs. No, weren't they? Wasn't it a wild card?
Well, you might be right. They were like 11-6 or
yeah,
I think they were 11-6.
Right, I think 4 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It is a very lengthy winning streak. And doesn't it just seem like like in the second half, the few moments where, okay, the Saints are going to try to make a play and here's a big 4th down, here's a big 3rd down. And you're just like, Spags' defense is going to
do something.
Yeah. Here's a 0 blitz and here's just all out pressure. And Derek, I'll tell you, that last one on that 4th down play, and I can't remember who the intended receiver was, forgive me, down the left sideline. Boy, Carr put a pretty ball out there. He really did. I mean, and the ball hit the receiver in the hands. He just couldn't corral it. He put a pretty ball out there on that last one, but it's like, here comes Spags dialing up 0 blitz. Here comes all out pressure. And they get home and they're dominant. And
I've got it for you if you need it. All right.
Yeah. What's the winning streak now?
December 31st, they beat the Bengals. January 7th, they beat the LA Chargers. So that was the last 2 games of the regular season. 4 in the playoffs. They beat Miami,
that's
Buffalo,
5-11
at Baltimore, and they beat San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there they are, 11 games.
5 to start this year. It's 11 straight.
And at 1.8 games, they went 4-4.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they lost the first one. Then they had a bunch of wins after that. And then they went 4-4 down the stretch.
11 straight wins and just a ferocious defense that is now paired with the greatest quarterback playing the game right now. And I know his numbers aren't all that gaudy. I think he's still the favorite for MVP though, but.
Well, I mean, you keep winning games. You're the quarterback of the team of the Super Bowl champions. They're going for a three-peat, Carm.
I know, it's insane.
They're going for a three-peat,
which nobody has ever done, Yerk.
Not that they
not in the Super Bowl era.
Not that they do anything that's fantastic, but boy, they're a live team all the time. They're always live. No matter what's going on in there, they're a live team. And they're the ones that when you try to figure out ways to win games in the fourth quarter, they win games in the fourth quarter. And guess what? Their coach doesn't get flustered, usually.
No, he doesn't.
He got flustered at his right tackle. Is the right tackle that flies out of there too damn early?
Yes. Yeah.
He got frustrated at him a little bit. He was getting pissed off at him.
I don't blame him.
And he had another holding call, and he had at least one illegal procedure penalty that I saw. He's getting a little flustered with him, but otherwise, Andy just goes back to that little sheet of his, and he looks and he marks something off, and he goes about the business of finding ways to win games. That's it.
Yeah. It was 331 yards from Mahomes last night. It was a lot of yardage. He completed a high percentage of his passes. His adjusted yards per attempt were at 6.73. So there were a lot of good things, but he threw the interception, no touchdowns. He has 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the year. Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions. His quarterback rating is below 90. It's just weird to see. And at some point, the stats do matter. I know what you're saying about the quarterback that is winning games, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know it's 5 weeks, so it doesn't matter.
It's way too
Who cares?
early.
You made a great point recently when we were talking about last year's MVP.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy was the MVP until Christmas.
And Russell Wilson was the MVP on week 9, and then they crapped the bed the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson was no longer that.
Literally, Brock Purdy was the MVP on Christmas last year, and then had a bad game, and Lamar and the Ravens went in there and won, and Lamar was the MVP without the gaudiest stats in the world. So who the hell knows? I don't know how you pick a front runner for MVP right now in this league. I really don't know who it would be. I mean, maybe Lamar, maybe Josh Allen.
It's too early to tell. Let everything kind of play out. Let's not be, let's not try to get this thing done.
But it's weird to see Mahomes with 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and an 88.9 quarterback rating.
How about the big fella?
The
big fella out of Western.
It's fantastic.
Western Illinois, the New Orleans Saints.
It's fantastic.
He just kind of stood at the line of scrimmage when they passed the ball. Didn't even try to rush. And then the ball was deflected, and he was going to break on the ball, and it lands in his hands.
You tell me he didn't look fast
scoot
with that ball in his hand.
Oh, yeah, he could scoot.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Anytime in directional school, especially in Illinois, you got a guy that does something funny. You got to laugh about it, right?
That's a big boy who was on the move, Yurko.
Yeah. He was getting it.
I loved it.
He was getting it. And they tried to punch tried to punch the ball out of there. You see how he carried up high on the chest?
Yeah.
He had that thing pinned in there. Worthy wasn't going to find that thing. That thing was up high. I was hoping he was going to break it. If he could have made it through that little scrum, we might be talking about something different today.
Kalen Saunders out of, like Yurko said, Western Illinois.
Yep.
A native of St. Louis, Missouri, and a former Chief. So he did it against his former team. I'm like, holy cow, can he scoot when he
started moving? It was like, whoa, blessed mother of acceleration, don't fail him now.
Pretty entertaining Monday night game.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Pretty good. And it's always nice to see the Chiefs in prime time anyway. And Kelsey had a good game. And, they showed you they could do some things with that offense, even without Rashee Rice, who there's more optimism around now. It's weird when they normally determine, even without the pictures. Yeah, that's a bad knee injury. That's an ACL. They're saying that the latest now, because they haven't definitively said, right? And they're waiting for more of the swelling to go up before they go in there, and they look exactly at the extent of the damage, but they're not as fearful as they were a week ago that Rashee Rice is going to be lost for the year. So, but they showed you they got Xavier Worthy a little bit more involved, and they're going to find clever ways. Andy, like you said, I have no doubt Andy will continue to scheme up ways to get their playmakers involved. And Mahomes is still Mahomes, despite what are very pedestrian numbers right now. Everything's going to be fine, I think, with them. And they're 5-0.
And Juju Schuster-Smith is a viable NFL wide receiver.
When he's not dropping the ball.
Right. When he's not dropping the ball, which is a problem.
Please,
Juju.
Please.
Quit
Squeeze the
dropping
piggy.
Yeah.
If you
Can't
Squeeze the
catch it.
piggy.
You can't hold on to it. You can't play in the league.
I did talk myself into one wager last night. It wasn't Viking Scott's, but he was right again. I mean, they won and covered.
Yep.
That's a trend we got to think about. I did play the under, and it did come in. So at least there's a little bit of get back after what was a bloodbath of a Sunday. So not a good weekend.
So you didn't
in
listen
general.
to Viking Scott?
I didn't, but I played the under. I liked the under all week.
It was 80%, Carm.
I know, it was pretty strong. I liked the under like all week, and I find like, you know what? And it hadn't moved much. I'm like, I'm going to play under 43, and that luckily the under hit.
A lot of field goals for Buckner.
And luckily a missed field goal and a missed extra point.
Oh, boy.
Got by the skin of my teeth, Jurko, but I needed that. Something good to happen after what was a rough weekend. Still can't believe we lost that Bengals. Still can't believe. I can't believe I actually I talked myself into betting it, and then they lost anyway. They were up 10 in the fourth quarter, and they don't win or cover? Please.
Cincinnati game's gonna. That's gonna.
Well, and it's gonna haunt them, Jurk, because if there was one last stand they could have made, right? Like, I shouldn't put it that way. Not one last stand. Like, if they needed a game, long term for the season, trying to get back into this thing, the difference between 1-4 and 2-3 winning a division game against the Ravens was huge, and they botched it. They had that game. They were up double digits. They had it. They got a gift in overtime when Lamar Jackson fumbled. They got a gift. And instead of letting Jamar Chase or T. Higgins make a play, Zach Taylor decided to run it 3 times into a 9-man box.
No good.
And they went nowhere, and they missed a long field goal. Granted, that was on the snap. There was a botched snap, but still, no gouda. If you want to talk Bears with us, if you want to talk NFL, you can at 312-332-3776. We also have some non-sports developing stories. I think we got a pretty good Who's the Douche from Danny. Danny Zetterman.
Yeah, it's a solid one, Jen. That's
got a good one.
Yeah.
And I got something going on in my neck, Jurko.
Yeah. You want me to snap it? You want me to get up in there? You want me to get up in your kitchen?
I'm in pain.
Get a little chiropractic action?
I told Adam we might have to send young Charlie Bevins over to Walgreens, get some Ben Gay or some Icy Hot or something.
What part of your neck?
It's like from here to here, and
so your trapezius is being affected right now. It's being tugged on, Carm. Yeah. I mean, you look
went special. I got a massage this morning, hoping it would help. It's not helping.
Made it worse.
Are you feeling stressed, Carm?
It's not stress. It's like
so here's your
funny
problem.
or
here's your problem.
I can't turn my. I'm in the car. If I go to change lanes, I got to do this. I got to check like that. I can't turn my neck.
So here's what your problem is. If your body is crooked,
it's crooked.
Chiropractic action needs to be happening. You go get a massage with a spine that's out of alignment. What are you really doing?
Did I make it worse?
What do you know? But what are you really doing? You're really doing nothing.
I don't know.
You need to be straightened out.
I'm in pain.
You need to be straightened out. That would allow the body then to reset itself into its normal functionality.
Jurko, like just standing here turning my head to look at you hurts.
You can't. I know.
It hurts.
You want me to dig? All right. I'll grab